How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I'm your host Korban Gaming, and for today we have the Alexander the Great Commander Guide. Alright, so Alexander the Great is one of the best commanders inside of the game, not just for infantry but as an overall whole. Why do I say that? Let us go through his skills and you will probably find out why he is one of the best, not only for just the open field but for canyon as well and for rallies. Okay, so let's go through his first skill, Shield of the King. Okay, immediately put up a shield which can absorb a large amount of damage factor up to 1200 for 4 seconds. At the same time, Alexander puts up a second smaller shield for the nearby friendly army with the lowest percentage of troops remaining, damage factor 600 for 2 seconds, and increases the damage taken by nearby enemies up to 3 targets by 30% for 4 seconds. This last part here, it's only after you get his expertise, so before you get his expertise, it's just the shield. So this is crazy. Not only do you get a shield for yourself, but you also get a shield for your ally or for your other friendly army that is on the battlefield. So this is shows that he has a lot of tank. This is a tanking skill clearly. Okay, so and when you expertise him, it's also a debuff because it increases the damage taken by nearby enemies by 30% for 4 seconds. They didn't state the damage, so this means it's all damage, whether it's skill damage, normal attack damage, or whatever damage. So this is absolutely insane. Okay, so you get a debuff and a tank skill for your first skill if you expertise him. Second skill, while Alexander's troops are on the map, they are immune to all damage reduction effects. Holy crap! Holy crap, guys. You can't even debuff him. What is this? Okay, so furthermore, all regular attacks have a 10% chance to deal additional damage up to a maximum of 1700 at max level to the target, and reduce target healing effects by 30% for 5 seconds. Your second skill, you get a nuke and a healing effect reduction on the enemy. On top of that, you also have a buff on yourself, whereby it's a permanent buff and it's immune to all damage reduction effects. This is crazy. Already, the first two skills, he's an insane commander, okay? So third skill, Frontline Commander, increases infantry units march speed by 30%, attack by 30% while troops are on the map. So a really large boost to attack bonus. March speed, I would say, for infantry wise is not that great, but you know, I'll take it definitely. 30% attack bonus, this is crazy. This is like 60% stats already. Are you guys seeing this? Okay, the last skill, attack is increased by 40% when the shield is down. When shield is activated, the bonus changes to defense plus 30%. So don't even need to say more. This commander can do everything. He can tank, he can shield you, he can buff your allies by giving them a shield. He has a permanent buff on himself. You can't debuff him with damage reduction effects. He buffs himself with attack and defense bonus. He has a 10% chance to do a nuke. He can reduce the healing effects of enemies, and he gets a large 60% buff to infantry stats. May I say more? This is probably the best commander inside the game right now, and it's on par. He's on par with YSG definitely. I would say that he's definitely one of the top few commanders and one of the few commanders you are aiming to max. So once you have max YSG, I would strongly recommend you to max Alexander the Great, because he's so good in almost all situations. You don't even have to pair him with infantry, but we'll go through that in a little bit. For now, let's go through his talent builds. So for his talents, you really only have one talent build for this guy. You don't have another talent build similar to YSG. Okay, whether you're using him for rallying, whether you're using him for open field or whatnot, there is only one talent build, and this is the talent build. So you'll go through the attack tree first. You obviously want to get your Burning Blood to get a bit more rage generation. Lord of War, increasing his attack damage. Effortless increases all damage. The longer you are on the battlefield, you increase your counter attack damage there, and of course you want to reduce all damage taken. Now you can consider getting this, but I wouldn't get it because you usually want to pair him with a high skill damage commander, and I'll go through that in a little bit. Okay, so I wouldn't get this. And let's see here, for the infantry tree, you want to get everything except for the march speed, so you get as much stats on your infantry as possible. Definitely you want to get elite soldiers. And the versatility tree, this tree is worthless. You can see this first skill, gathering troops, that's not going to be of use. Watchtower attack, when it's serving as garrison commander, you're not going to use him as garrison commander. That is like one of the few areas, in fact the only area he doesn't excel in is being a garrison commander, so you definitely don't want to put that. Farming barbarians, I don't think you want to use him to farm barbarians. He literally gives no bonus against attacking barbarians, and this one Maybe it's good if you want to rally cities with him, but honestly, nah, I still wouldn't get this. So this is the one and only talent build that you should be doing for Alex. You get the most amount of attack stats and you get the most amount of stats on your infantry. Okay, so open field, obviously having control of him, or in a rally, you obviously want to be bringing full infantry to gain the maximum benefit from all of his skills and his talents. Now let us talk about his pairings. What can you pair him with? First one, YSG. This is great for rallying. Okay, this is a great rally combo because why? YSG, you get so much skill damage right here. It's crazy. You can pair him well with why is that so? Because you get a bit of tank with this, so your YSG isn't too squishy, and then you get a nuke here, healing effect reduction, and they cannot debuff your Alex YSG much, meaning to say you'll be always pumping out a full damage YSG nuke. With a 2 million rally, can you imagine how much damage you can do? This is crazy. They cannot debuff you, doesn't matter what they use. They use Ethelflaed, they use your Richard, they use your double C, whatever. They cannot reduce your damage with a Alex YSG rally. So YSG is always going to be pumping out that full damage nuke, and yeah, it's crazy. It basically also deters people from swarming the rally because you have a secondary as a YSG. Now, for this rally combo, you obviously want to be bringing full infantry to take advantage of Alexander's skills and talents to the max, and not full archers. So you want to do full infantry for this rally, and it works amazingly well. Okay, so the next pair that you can pair him with is Richard, actually. Okay, some people like to do Alex Richard, whereas others do Richard Alex. Okay, which one do I feel is better? I feel that Richard Alex is slightly better. Okay, you get a bit more tankiness. Okay, but of course, that being said, I think you can do Alex Richard as well, but I don't think it works as well as Richard Alex. Okay, so either way, it's fine. You get a shield and then you get a healing and all that. It's a really tanky march, and with the march, you also get a lot of attack power because of Alexander's, this skill, and of course this skill as well. So you get a lot of attack power and a lot of tank when you bring Alex and Richard together. They are a great pairing, and honestly, I think you can do either one, whichever one you prefer. You can do Alex Richard or Richard Alex. Honestly, I don't think it matters that much, but I do think the defense tree gives a little bit more value, so you could probably do Richard Alex. Okay, next one you can bring with him is, let's see. Okay, one thing to note is that his shield does not stack with Charles Martel's shield. So you don't want to pair the both of them together because you're only going to get one shield at the end of the day, and it's not going to be worth it. Okay, you can pair him with Sun Tzu. Okay, Sun Tzu, I will actually put Sun Tzu first and Alexander second. You can do this with a rally. If you don't have a max YSG, you can do a Alexander Sun rally, though it's nowhere near as effective as a Alex YSG rally. Okay, so this is for the people who has a max Alex but don't have a max YSG. Really weird, but yeah, you can do that for your rally combo. For open field, you can do I would suggest putting Alex first, even though Sun Tzu has a skill tree which is better than the attack tree, because people are less likely to target an Alexander on the map as they are opposed to targeting a Sun on the map. More people are likely to target Sun Tzu more than they target Alexander, so I will put Alexander first to deter people from attacking him. This way you can still pump out damage with your Sun Tzu, though not as much because you're not getting the benefits of the skill tree. But that being said, you are getting your march is going to stay on the field a lot longer because people are not going to be targeting Alexander on the field. And why is he such a good pairing with Alex? Same reason as why she's dealing a large amount of damage, and with his skill you do get up to 250 damage rage gain every time it hits 5 targets. So Alex Sun Tzu, very very good build as well. Not as good as Alex YSG, but still excellent. Now the next one you can pair him with actually is UG. Okay, I pair him with UG for one of my open field matches. Alex UG. Why this is so? Because UG, you can debuff the enemy, you can get a defense reduction. UG has his own nuke. He pairs really well with Alexander because of this nuke that he has. Second skill, this is useless. Third skill, you get up to extra 30% stats on your infantry, 15% attack, 15% defense. Really really good. So I think he's an excellent pair with Alexander. Okay, and his last skill, 10% chance to increase his own troop damage by 100% on the next turn. Think about this. Alex can do a 1700 damage factor. nuke. Okay, that is without his own attack buff and whatnot. If you get UG's buff, that is 2400 damage factor, and you're not even taking into account the attack buffs he's going to get and all of these this buff as well. So Alex UG really scary combination on the battlefield. You can just keep pumping out the nuke. I definitely want to put Alex primary and UG secondary, just so that people don't target the March as often. He's still very tanky, it's still a very tanky March, and but at the same time also deals out a lot of damage. So this is really great for damaging people on the open field, and I really like this build. Okay, let's see what others commanders can actually pair with Alex. Alex basically goes well with anything and goes well anywhere except for being a garrison commander. Okay, Sunset Canyon, you definitely want to include him as well. I can't remember what I brought what I put him with for my Sunset Canyon already. Okay, so let's see what other builds you can do here with Alexander. I think you can pair him with Saladin as well. I think Alex with Saladin is actually a really good pair. You for rallying, okay, you can put your Saladin primary and Alex secondary. This gives you a lot of tankiness because of Alex's shield, and of course your Saladin's skill damage reduction and all that. Your Saladin's nuke, you want to be rallying with full cavalry obviously for this, and of course you get the shield from Alex, the attack bonus and all that. You just don't get the infantry stats, but you do get all of the cavalry stats from Saladin. And of course they cannot reduce, don't forget the permanent buff on Alex's troops, they cannot reduce the damage that this will do. So a Saladin Alex rally is actually really great as well. Next up, you can bring him with Edward, I guess, but not that great, you know. You could do a Edward Alex rally or Alex Edward rally if you don't have a YSG. I would definitely put Edward primary because of his first skill. So I would do a Edward Alex rally. It's still really strong against one target, but that is only for one target. He's not going to be dealing any damage to the targets nearby to him, so you have to keep that in mind. But Edward Alex rally is still extremely strong, and you can definitely consider trying that out. Okay, next one. What else can you bring him with? I think you can pair him with Guan Yu as well, because of Guan Yu's first skill. Silences these targets for no. Okay, wait. No, because of this, his expertise skill. Whenever Guan Yu gains a shield, he also increases his active skill damage by 15% for 3 seconds. Whenever Guan Yu leaves a structure, he increases his march speed by 100% for 3 seconds. Okay, so this one, if you bring Alex as your secondary, if you can, when you max out the skill tree on Guan Yu, he's going to be pumping out skills really fast. So you can definitely take advantage of Alex's shield before it wears off, using Guan Yu as primary, and you'll get the 15% extra active skill damage buff. That is only if your Guan Yu is maxed out in the skill tree. So if you want to do a Guan Yu Alex rally or Guan Yu Alex open field, it still works really well, and they basically just deal a lot of damage. So yeah, he's a great alternative if you don't have Leonidas. Okay, so you can use Guan Yu as well. That being said, you won't get the silence effect here, unfortunately. Okay, no, you do get the silence effect, sorry. Okay, he's not a great pair with Guan Yu as compared to Leonidas, but if you don't have Leonidas, because Leonidas is a MG commander, you can pair him with Alex, and I still think he will work really well. Other than that, yeah, that's basically all the pairings I think you can do for Alex. Alex is a very versatile commander, and he works well with almost any troop type. He can work with archers, infantry, cavalry. Because of his skills, they are just so great. You get a buff, you get a debuff, you get a nuke, healing effect reduction, you get a shield, tankiness, everything all in one package. So Alexander the Great will be the second commander you want to max inside of the game after you get YSG. Alex is a wheel commander, so after about 100 plus days in the kingdom, you'll probably get your first Alex wheel, and that's when I would definitely recommend everyone to go and unlock him, and of course max him out as soon as possible. So that's it for this Alex Commander guide. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more of such future video. Until the next time, I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Peace out.